If you've been active on the internet for the last 6 months, you may have heard of the recent hot topic that is NFTs. Today, I'm going to talk about what they are, why they exist, and why I think they don't have a place in the video games industry. What exactly is an NFT? In case you didn't know, NFT stands for non-functioning non-fungible token. Fungible in this context means interchangeable and replaceable. It's a commodity, meaning non-fungible implies uniqueness. Something fungible would be the dollar bill. You could use it to get something like gasoline or fertilizer without having to worry about your dollars, because unless that was your last dollar, I'm sorry then, you can easily acquire another one, indistinguishable from it, and it's even worth the same. Something non-fungible would be the exact opposite of it. Think of a really rare Pokemon card. NFTs basically extend that into an umbrella term that encompasses any kind of ownership of a digital product. Only it's less like a rare Pokemon card and more like the receipt you got buying it. Yeah, I forgot to mention that most NFTs you buy are just for the little thing that says you own it, and maybe a hyperlink to the thing you bought. Anyone can just right-click on your digital whatever and save that shit. Anything exclusive has to be done between the seller and customer either through a third-party service or directly. There aren't any countermeasures built into popular NFT marketplaces for this too, outside of the fact that most of these are so ugly and uninspired that you couldn't pay me to save these on a hard drive. Which begs the question, why do NFTs exist? Have you ever seen one of those paintings that's literally just white paint being sold for millions? Maybe you thought to yourself, man, why don't I just do that and make millions? You want to know how these people make a lot of money? It's called money laundering. What's money laundering? Real quick, it's a process for cleaning dirty money used for illegal purchases. Think money laundry. For example, let's say Tony buys 20 kilograms of cocaine and he doesn't want the police wondering why $120,000 suddenly went into another guy's account for seemingly no reason. Tony can go on a site like OpenSea and buy a very expensive picture of a rock without any paperwork, and now the DEA, FBI, IRS, and all the other bioluminescent alphabet boys don't care where the money came from anymore. Tony got his coke. They got their cut. It's that easy. Then word spreads of some guy buying a picture for $120,000, and a lot of people are now thinking, man, why don't I just do that and make millions? Then they open MS Paint for a minute and crudely draw some penises and swastikas, muddying the market even further. What results soon is another California gold rush where now there's a bunch of people trying to make value out of nothing by changing a few numbers on a computer image generator and pretending the randomized product is special to sell monkey JPEGs to people trapped in pyramid scheme cults who don't know anything about financial investments. Now, of course, the people trapped in these pyramid schemes will tell you it's like investing in wine bottles or art. And my message to those people is that I bet you still own Beanie Babies, you dipshit. You missed the point. No, wait here. What does this have to do with video games, you're saying? Well, it shouldn't have a lot to do with video games, but several companies are trying to throw them in to overcharge you for what's essentially shittier microtransactions, while pretending the addition of NFTs is an innovation for the industry, and that gaming altogether would objectively improve if we started developing games around selling worthless bullshit, instead of just making games that are fun. This way, the company does a lot less work, they waste more electricity, and even destroy the world in the process. And I'm not being sarcastic, this shit is terrible for the environment. And to top it off, I personally don't think there's much of a market for it as some optimistic corporate higher-up might think. Look at this Ubisoft NFT over here. What's the difference between M4A1 Tactical Wolves number 597 or 236? Yeah, here's your tactical pants number 13957. That'll be $1. Hey, hold up. This one has the funny sex number. I can get that one for my left kidney. And that about summarizes how NFTs in video games would be priced unless there was some in-game advantage that certain items came with. And that just created a pay-to-win environment that favored players who spent more money on higher-tier items. If it wasn't like that, all the other numbers that don't have some kind of wacky connotation behind it are just random strings that don't really matter. On top of that, there's barely any incentive to buy things this way unless it's the only way, because your average consumer doesn't know much about setting up crypto wallets or even what a blockchain is. All that's like Mandarin Chinese to them. It's really just extra steps nobody wants to take, and when it comes to sales, convenience is king. Your average person doesn't have all the time in the world. If they can't just punch in their card information in a minute and get what they want, most people are just gonna say fuck it and not buy your product. Now back to the Ubisoft example. All you get is a skin and a number, and judging from the sale history, it doesn't seem like anyone actually wants these. And 2 out of 3 of these were already given away for free anyways, and the third one required you to play about 500 or 600 hours of a game nobody actually cares about. Which begs the question, what experience do NFTs even add to a game? Player trading? Microtransactions? Cosmetic skins? All this stuff has been around for years, none of this is new. You wanna know what all these combined bring to a game? Very tedious trading processes through third-party services and a lot of scamming. I used to trade items from games I'd play back in the day, and I had to stop and make my Steam inventory private because I was getting too many messages from bots and scammers on the daily, saying shit like, "Hello sir, I accidentally report your item and it got banned, please send item to me along with 5 Bitcoin and I will unban item, thank you, love stem support," smiley face. And I'm more than sure you'll have people scraping player inventories looking for scam targets in no time. It already happens with both NFTs and games with tradable items, this isn't anything new. Pair this with the marketplaces you'd be selling these on and it's a recipe for disaster. I mean, seriously, imagine if TF2 trading websites looked like this. Enough of this play to earn shit, what happened to play to have fun? People buy games because they look fun, not because it's the all-new, latest, advanced crypto, AI, 5G, high-res NFT, metaverse, blockchain technology super game starting at $129.99. If we're building video games around the idea of selling virtual whatevers as the first priority, then we're really just continuing to rot in the state where everyone is just making $60 Skinnerbox bullshit reskin from last year's annual release just to sell virtual loot boxes, and I fail to understand how that's supposed to be an innovation for the game industry. But hey, I don't really like being negative, I'm usually all about that positive energy shit, and I do think there's a way to do this in a way that can at least make a few people happy. So I'm gonna spend a bit of time proposing a few solutions I thought of that might fix some of the jarring issues people have right now. Here's 4 I quickly came up with. As it stands, NFT-related products being sold by game companies right now simply don't offer anything new or unique. No, a random set of computer-generated numbers and your username on your tactical pants don't make it special. It'd be like saying you're special because you have a social security card. Maybe we can break away from the orthodox practice of selling texture swap gun skins that look like digital vomit and instead opts for a more player-customized approach where people could possibly make their own unique skin or look for a game by using their own designs or textures. Let them throw in some sick engravings or some text, maybe even let them choose from a list of swappable parts and accessories for the skin to make it truly theirs. I'm sure people would be all over that in no time. Number 2, streamline the purchasing process. Make this shit lightning fast, skip all the crypto auctions and just make it something you can buy easy peasy with your credit card in under a minute. Number 3, incentivize buying the product without excluding people who don't want to buy it. Obviously, this is a matter of game balance. Nobody wants to lose a battle of skill to someone else simply because they spent more money than them. If you really insist on adding NFTs to video games, you need to do it in an unobtrusive way that doesn't disrupt how the game plays outside of a few cosmetic differences. Number 4, don't let the product be a bigger priority than the game. If you focus too much on creating a game solely to be a platform to sell things on, you're simply not going to make a good game. Make a good game first, then introduce the idea as something new the company's experimenting with without making it the forefront of your game. As it stands right now, NFTs don't really have a good reputation, and I don't really see that changing anytime soon. I say this mostly because everyone in the NFT community is constantly praising them for somehow being this hallmark of technological innovation. Yet nobody's actually doing anything to incorporate this into any projects I wouldn't call a shameless cash grab trying to profit off of a momentary internet fad, basically throwing the word into anything they were working on and saying to themselves, yeah, this'll make us some money, and calling it a day. I think you can kind of make it work with a lot of effort, but you could easily just not include them to begin with, and it'd probably bring you better success seeing as you've now distanced yourself from the negative connotations that NFTs carry. In fact, you could literally just take the solutions I suggested and make that into a microtransaction service. You don't even need NFTs for that. But anyways, that's all about all I have to say on it. If you liked it, I don't fucking know, do a flip or something. Next video will be out sometime soon. It's gonna be a lot better than this one, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.